Hello, Mom and Dad. Your loving son here. Thought I'd take you on another ride along. Thought it would be nice to ride today from Cochrane out to Canmore. There's a really awesome back road. The 1A has some nice twisties. It's such a beautiful day today. End of September, air is a little cooler, nice bright skies. We're up nice and early, so not a lot of people on the road yet. Sunday morning. So this is Cochrane we're coming into. It's pretty cool down in this valley here. And it's only about half an hour from downtown Vancouver, or downtown Calgary, sorry. Yes, we are in Alberta. It's a pretty little town. It's got a pretty expanding population though. It's growing pretty fast. Do a little quick 2-cent tour since I gotta stop to get some gas anyway. Show you a little bit of the downtown before we head off to the twisty roads into Canmore. Looks like some of the trees are starting to turn. We'll do a little scoot down Center Avenue. The more metropolitan part of Canmore, or Cochrane. Oopsies. Thank you. So they just got a lot of kind of mini malls, big box shops. A lot of just new modern places to come shop and hang out. There's the new Garmin building. Apparently Garmin is coming here. I guess it looks like they've been here for a while, but we've heard that they're expanding their team, which is kind of cool. Garmin does all the GPS navigation stuff, all the really smart watches, and big company. So Stab and I are keeping our eye on those guys to see what they're going to be doing here. Could be a cool place to work. Okay, so that's kind of the sort of big box downtown core, Cochrane. Go to the more historic city center here. Okay, after getting lost a little bit in Cochrane and getting stuck behind a lot of cars and traffic lights, which I will edit out for you, I found myself in the cute downtown kind of historic district, very similar to like Revelstoke, small little town. Although this town's much bigger than Revelstoke. It was pretty cute. Nice and quiet this morning, nobody's quite out yet. Lots of little shops. And that's kind of about it for the little downtown core. Figure, let's go find those twisty roads and get out of all these traffic lights. There's some construction they've been working on for the last few years here. I think it's really just a giant roundabout. Let's see how far they've come along. Oh, still construction going on. Oh, looks like they've finished the roundabout though. That's good. We're going west. Towards the mountains. Ooh. Okay. So far so good. There we go, 1A West. Well done, Cochrane. It's a good roundabout. Uh-oh. Another one. 2 roundabouts. I can see this creating traffic. That's the one thing we found out about Calgary and surrounding area. So there's 2 seasons. There's winter and there's construction. Look at all the new building, the new subdivisions. It's just like sprawling up over the hill. There's a lot of expansion happening out here in Alberta. And they're big homes. they're really packing them in close together. You really don't have a yard anymore. There's kind of like no sense of landscaping. Like, they're not really neighborhoods anymore. Not like back home. Which is really sad. Just trying to maximize every square inch of the land profit. But people need places to live, so what are you gonna do? So once we get past this traffic light, it's pretty much just a straight shot on this 1A all the way into Cochrane. And most times when I'm out here, there's usually anyone on this road, so hopefully that's the case this morning. Might get a little windy. So we're coming up onto a place called Ghost Lake, and this is a subdivision called the Cottage Club right here. And Sav and I looked into it, and it's a private gated community. Wasn't really what we were looking for. It's kind of cool, you know. It's 45 minutes from our house in Calgary, and it's on this beautiful lake. But not quite the solitude we're looking for, I think, in our recreational property. A lot of families, probably a lot of young children coming out to enjoy Ghost Lake. Here's the lake. Maybe we'll do a quick little stop and look at it. Do a bug check on the camera lens, since I just got a whole bunch of bugs on my visor. Yes, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this is Ghost Lake. Super pretty. Look, all the trees are starting to change. We haven't gotten out on it yet. It's, I think, primarily like sailing and a lot of motorboats. You can see a couple out here right now. But it's sure it'll still be beautiful to paddleboard. There's a whole other bay on the other side. It's probably a lot more paddleboarders. But yeah, this is Ghost Lake. Okay, camera is bug free. Let's go find those twisties. I think you gotta be a pretty brave soul to be out on a paddleboard today. I'm sure that water is pretty chilly. Sure if you'll be able to see this on camera or not, but you can start to see the outline of the Rockies off in the distance. I think we're about 50 kilometers or so from Canmore, so we'll get there in about half an hour. Dad, this is where your bike would definitely shine on this road. just beautiful back here. I only wish that this road had a big shoulder on it so Sab and I could ride our bikes. There's really nowhere to ride a bike safely, especially it being a 80-100 kilometer an hour road. So what's nice about this highway, the 1A, is it's really just the back way into Canmore. So the Trans-Canada Highway 1 is running parallel with us right now. And if you wanted to, you could jump out to it right here. Oh, they reduced the speed. Yeah, so you could just get out to the highway out that way, which is nice. Sometimes you're coming home and you just want to take the back way into Calgary, slow things down. You can do that. Here we go. Yeah, we're 50 kilometers from Calgary. Or I should say, for 50 kilometers from Canmore. Wow, the bugs are really out today. Somehow one even found its way through my visor into my eye. How does that happen? Must have gotten through a vent. This looks like a good spot for fishing. some fancy classic cars. Hey. And some poor guy in a motorcycle stuck behind everybody. I wonder if those... There's a fence here, but I wonder if those are wild horses. So we're coming up onto... I'm pretty sure this is all Stoney Nakoda indigenous land. And they just have wild horses kind of running around everywhere, which is really cool, really beautiful to see. I don't know, there's just something about them. They got you can tell, a much more free spirit. They're always running around in big groups together. Something about that mix of all the different types of horses there made me think that it was just a bunch of wild horses. Oh, it's getting to be so beautiful back here right now. These trees, give it another couple weeks and it's going to be just gorgeous. Although the one thing we've been experiencing, and you know we haven't been in Calgary very long, is that the leaves just kind of drop instantly. It's sort of not like back in Ontario where you kind of have a long fall season. Things transition pretty quick here. And you know, we don't have the reds, the oranges, just a lot more yellow and green. But still beautiful. Once all the larch trees start to turn that golden yellow, it's really beautiful. How lucky am I today? Beautiful Sunday morning and there's nobody on the road in front of me. There's some more horses. It's a pretty big mix. Yeah. This is definitely one of my favorite rides when I have, you know, like a half day to myself to just come out, ride this road to Canmore, have a little snack and come back, have a little lunch. know, I have to say, this motorcycle has just been so fantastic. Like, really, it's pretty much my first motorcycle that I've owned that's my own, other than, you know, the one that we got together, Dad, the little 300. But this thing is just so fun. It just handles so well. It just kind of does everything. It's comfortable. You can go long distances. You know, I took out that Moto Guzzi. That was a beautiful bike. It was very smooth, a little more cruiser stance to it, but I'm just having so much fun on this bike. I really can't imagine owning a better bike right now. This thing is just doing everything I wanted to do. I feel so fortunate to have found it and was able to pick it up used. Well, looks like I finally caught up to a few cars up here. Thank you. Let's play a little bit of leapfrog. Whee! Thank you. That's better. I bet they wish they were on a motorcycle. Woo! A beautiful view. A beautiful fall day. I wish you guys were out here riding this with me. For real. Maybe one day. beautiful golf course out here. It's nice. Don't mind the fuel gauge reading empty. Still haven't gotten that fixed yet. Got it getting into the shop at the end of the season, so they said they'll replace the fuel gauge sensor. Hopefully that'll do the trick. Little tiny town, Exshaw. So I think it must be supporting, I think it's a concrete plant that's up here, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might be the refinery. We're really not sure. There's a concrete plant around here somewhere. One heck of a place to live though, right in the middle of the valley. Canmore, 19 kilometers. We're getting there. Some guy traveling on his bike. Look like Josh Brolin. So around here, there's usually a lot of bighorn sheep hanging out. They love these like rock walls. There's a big herd of them that's usually hanging out around the road. I'm not seeing them today though. Nice little fishing spot. Grotto Pond. Here, it's a cleanup crew, chain gang, community service. No, it looks like just good Samaritans. And here's the Rocky Mountain Sheep sign. Maybe we'll see some around here. Cleaning crews. That's so nice of them. That's why this highway always looks so good. So mom and dad, when you come out to visit, this is definitely a must-do road for sure. I like it much more than the Trans-Canada. It's gonna take you a little longer, but it's definitely worth it. really getting into the Rockies now. Look at those. They are so cool. So you can actually take this 1A from Canmore to Banff, and I think it might actually go from Banff to Lake Louise as well. However, they close it down in the fall, and I guess this is a place to get a photo. Oh yeah, beauty. They close it down in the fall between Canmore and Banff, and you can ride your bicycle or walk the highway, I guess, if you want, which is pretty cool. Which I'm hoping to do in a week or two. All right, we are in Canmore. We made it. Look at that. How fun was that? So like I said, one of my absolute favorite roads. And, you know, it's about 11 o'clock, a little early for lunch yet. Maybe we'll extend the adventure if you want to continue to ride with me. Let's go find our way to top one of these mountains and take a look back at the city. That'd be kind of fun. So Mom and Dad, I know you've been through Canmore before. Just coming through the little downtown core here, where all the shops, restaurants, bars, fun things are. It's quite an incredible view. Nice and quiet here this morning. It's usually, 10, 20 times as busy as this. So you've got the main street closed down during the summer, so you can only walk it, which is kind of cool. We're gonna make our way towards the Nordic Center. which is where there's a good gravelly mountain climb there. Hope I can navigate my way through town. Canmore, basically the mini Banff. Somehow today I keep getting all these little mayflies in my helmet. I don't know how they're getting in. Must be sucking them up underneath my chin guard. Hopefully it's not a parade up the mountain today. Nope. What a gorgeous community. It's such a beautiful place. The only thing is, I don't know if I could live here because of how touristy it is. People like myself coming in on the weekends. We thought Revelstoke was getting bad. This place is much, much busier with tourism. Anyway, maybe I will jump cut this and we'll see you up the mountain a little bit more once I get away from this traffic. Okay, so we kind of got away from the traffic there pretty quickly. We're gonna head up the mountain. So this area is just so much fun. So Saba and I have come up here and rode our bikes. Saba competed in her triathlon here a few years ago, the Xterra, which was the swim in the reservoir up here you'll see, and then she was mountain biking and then trail running. So that was a ton of fun. And then, yeah, we ride our bikes. We do fat biking in the winter up here. There's this Nordic center where it's all cross-country skiing and fat biking trails. And then there's just a ton of mountain biking. You know, there's a couple mountain bikers up here. And it's just so fun. There's a reservoir. I don't know how much you can see that. There's a lot of people paddleboard in there. That's where Saba had her triathlon. So up there is the Nordic Center, but we're gonna go to the top of the mountain. Narrow, winding, mountainous road ahead. And hopefully nobody in front of us. They are doing a lot of construction on this road right now, so hopefully it's open all the way. Narrow, winding road, next 16 kilometers. That's what we like to hear. Lots of brave souls biking up. Sab and I did that a few weeks ago. We biked around this whole mountain, which was pretty intense. Pass this guy real quick. Woo! Road grading, yep. You're doing some work on the road. Alright, well this is where it gets a little more adventurous, a little more off-roading. Thankful for scrambler style bike and some gravel tires. Woo! Definitely very washboardy. Well, next summer, this will be beautiful. Seemed a little smoother on the mountain bike. That's not so bad. Woo! This thing's got some pretty crazy washboards on it for people braking. Brake bumps. Or from driving too fast. Hopefully the footage isn't too shaky for you guys. It is rattling the teeth out of my face. Looks like we're getting stuck behind a little convoy here. Not sure they'll let me leapfrog my way through this one. Oh, they're going very slow. I'm gonna try. Just pretending like I'm Itchy Boots in India or somewhere. where the rules are a little more relaxed. Oh, there's a big corner coming up here. Better get over. Thank you. Alright, we are actually up in the Rocky Mountains. Look at this. Slide past these guys real quick. Thank you. That's better. Woo! So here we go. Actually up in the Rockies. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's climbers right there climbing up. It's a huge climbing spot. Big mecca for outdoor climbing. So this is a really popular spot. This is like Spray Lakes, Spray Valley. A lot of people kind of just stage from here for some pretty big hikes. This Goat Creek hike is a lot of fun. We've done that on our mountain bikes and on our fat bikes. And you can actually take that all the way to Banff. So I'll go a little further down the road, stop at one of the lakes. I know this road gets pretty rough unless they've regraded it this summer. But we'll give it a little go here for one last viewpoint. The road's actually in really good shape. Wow, I love this bike. I love it can just kind of take me anywhere. Don't see too many ninjas back here. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of this gravel road thing. Feeling pretty good. Sort of makes me want to take out that Ibex 450. See what that thing can do. So you can imagine the access with this gravel road. There's like all these different entry points into the lakes and the hikes from around here. There's just so much you can get into. It's pretty incredible. Big cement truck. I'll let him go first. Okay, so we're coming up onto, I believe this is called Spray Lake. Woo! I think there's a lookout up here somewhere, from what I remember. Here we go. Here's the lookout I was thinking of. Spray Lakes. What a gorgeous view. Wow. Hey. Can you imagine a more gorgeous place? Right in the heart of the Rockies. Hey Mom and Dad, thanks so much for riding with me. So that was Cochrane to Canmore, and I know it was a short season, we only got a few rides in, but I got lots planned for next year. Thinking of Highwood Pass, Jasper, definitely some Banff, Lake Louise. Show you all my favorite routes. We got lots more miles ahead of us. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you soon. And thanks for riding with me. Bye.